Good morning, children. Welcome to your value education class. So, today we'll be doing chapter number 1 in your value education. So, get ready with your book, Life Skills and Values. So, let's get started with chapter number 1, children. O for a good laugh. The key thought of the story is the most utterly lost of all days is that in which you have not laughed. So, this was said by Camfort, and he said that one of the most bad days are those when you have not laughed. So that means laughing is very, very important. Rajan woke up with a start. He looked at the clock beside his bed. 8 o'clock. He was late. He had to reach office at 10:30. Mr. Verma, his boss, was strict. Poor Rajan ran around like a rocket. He cut himself while shaving. He was ready in 10 minutes. While coming down the stairs, he tripped and fell. It was already 10 past 8. There was no time for breakfast or even a cup of tea. He grabbed his bag and ran out of his house. So you can see the scenario over here for Rajan. It was a very hurry scenario because he woke up early in the morning, very late. He looked at the clock, and when he looked at the clock beside his bed, it was 8 o'clock, and he had to reach his office at 8:30. And as his boss, Mr. Verma, he was very strict, so he had to be on time. So he ran around like rocket because he had to wake up and you have to finish every day's morning work. And for that, when he was doing everything in hurry, he cut himself while shaving also. And though he was ready in just 10 minutes, he was ready for office. And while he was coming down the stairs, he tripped and he fell down. Why? Because he was in hurry. So when you are in hurry, obviously you will run. So you have a greater chances that you'll fall down and get tripped. So same happened with Rajan. So it was 10 past 8. So 10 minutes had already passed. Now he had to reach his office by 8:30. So there was no time. So he thought that there was no time for him to take the breakfast or even a cup of tea, because if he would start taking breakfast or cup of tea, he would get late. So he quickly took his bag and he ran out of his house. It was a real scene with his mother running after him. And mother, as usual, mothers, they are very caring. When you are in hurry, they always run after you. Please take your food, please do this. So similarly, his mother was also running after him. She was desperately trying to say something. But Rajan, he did not have time at all. He was in hurry. But Rajan was running for his life and didn't listen. He reached the stop but missed the bus by a few seconds. He reached the bus stop also, but he missed the bus because he was late by few seconds. Then he had to take a taxi because as he had missed his bus, so he had to take a taxi. And he took a taxi. As Rajan reached office, he realized he was just 5 minutes late. But when he reached his office, he realized that he was only 5 minutes late. And Mr. Verma shouldn't be angry. He thought that his boss will not be so angry because he's just 5 minutes late. He pushed the door of the office. So he pushed the door of the office, but it was not opening. But it did not open. He kept pushing with all his might. Then he kept on pushing it. When suddenly he realized the place was absolutely silent. But suddenly when he opened the door, he saw a very strange scenario. The place was silent. Nobody was there, and it was absolutely silent. Just then someone called from behind. Hello, Rajan. So he was surprised that someone was calling him from behind. What are you doing here? It was Mr. Verma. Who was he? He was his boss, Mr. Verma. Rajan was confused. His boss was standing there with his wife, and he was very, very confused because how come his boss is coming here with his wife? Other days used to come alone. So he was very surprised. He was dressed casually, and he was dressed also very casually. He was just wearing his sportswear. Coming to work, are you, Rajan? asked Mr. Verma. Then his boss asked, have you come here to work? And the couple started laughing, and both of them started laughing. You've come here to work, they said this to Rajan, and they started laughing. It's Saturday, the office is closed. Then the boss said, then Mr. Verma addressed that it was Saturday and the office is closed. What? Exclaimed Rajan, and Rajan was very, very surprised that it was Saturday, and he had taken so much of pains, and he had faced so many problems while coming, but finally the office was closed, and that is why the boss and his wife was laughing. That was such a funny situation that it was Saturday, still Rajan had come to work. It so happens sometimes that every day when you are used to doing something, you often forget the days. You keep on scheduling yourself accordingly. So that is where might be Rajan also faced the same thing. So this is a very good story, and it is a humorous story instead, you can say. It's a very good. So sometimes laughing is also very good for your health. So here you see, it is known fact that laughter is the best medicine. There is nothing like the joy of laughter. It helps us relax and makes us feel happy. A happy person wins friends over easily. Laughter helps us to come out of sad, grumpy mood. So these are all the qualities of laughing. What happens when you laugh? What are the advantages when you laugh? Laughter is the best medicine. There is nothing like the joy of laughter. When you sit back, relax, and you will be happy, you feel you just, your scenario changes. You come out of your unhappiness, or even if you're sad and your mood is very bad, you just get over it very easily. If you start laughing, you just forget about all your stress and tension and everything. So it has been also proven by scientists and researchers all over the world that laughter and humor have a positive effect on your health. We know that. That is why there are many camps where laughing exercises are held, because it gives a positive effect on our health. People who can laugh heartily are less prone to many diseases. So people who can laugh, they are very less prone to diseases. They don't get affected by diseases easily. Laughter relaxes your mind and tunes our system and makes our system work well. Sometimes the laughter of others hurts us. We are afraid of being laughed at. The best way to overcome the hurt is to join the people who are laughing at us. Soon we will also begin to enjoy seeing the funny side. So sometimes when people laugh at us or our work or anything else, so what do? We feel very hurt that the such and so these people are laughing at me. So but you shouldn't feel that. Instead, you should see the funny side of it, and you should also join them in laughing.